In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Facebook pixel and Facebook event tracking. So this way you can track any button click and conversions and then feed that data right back into Facebook for more accurate ad tracking. We are going to be using Facebook event tracking in both standard and custom events. So there's really only two steps to set this up. Let's dive into it. First, you're going to need your Facebook Pixel ID. Go to Settings, Pixel ID, and expand this. You'll see I already have my Pixel ID here. You can find your Pixel ID inside of a few places in Facebook. Ideally, go to Events Manager, and then once you're on this section here for your Pixel, go down to Data, Set ID, copy this, and then paste it right in, click Save. So that's step one. Step two is to then add an event to whatever button you're looking to fire when the conversion event happens. So to use the events, you're going to either be using the standard events or custom events. We'll share this in the documentation, but the main thing to note is that by default, Meta or Facebook provides standard events that you can use to track. And you can track all different types of events from add payment info, which probably is not relevant to what you're doing because we're not capturing payment info inside of the lead form, to complete registration, contact, and so on. I'd imagine that the most common event that will be used will be lead, and that's what we'll be using in this video. So these are the standard events that you could use. In addition to that, you can also use custom events. So for example, webinar, that's not a standard event that Facebook provides, but you could create your own custom event called webinar, or if you're doing lead verification, you can create a custom event called VerifiedLead, something like that. So I usually stick with standard events, but again, you can use custom events. So we'll copy this lead event, we'll go back into the lead form, and you're going to add your event to where you're looking to fire the conversion. So this will depend on your setup. But in my case here, you'll see that I have a contact step that has a submit button, and I also have a phone verification step. So I could either choose to send the data back into Facebook when submit is clicked, or once the lead verifies. Or I could even do both, and I'll touch on that in a moment here. But to keep it simple, let's just choose contact form, because maybe I still want to feed this data back into Facebook, even if the unverified leads, so this way the pixel just has more data. So I'll click on contact form, I'll go to the left-hand side, and at the bottom of each form style step or field style step, you'll see this Facebook event tracking section here. Expand this, and this is where you're going to add in either your standard event, like lead that I just copied, or your custom event. And for a custom event, that would be whatever you want to name it. For example, if it's webinar, you would just name it webinar. And then when the lead form is submitted, this would push into Facebook. So we're just going to keep it as lead. And it's case sensitive. It needs to match exactly what you see inside of the standard event list. And then you'll just click save up here. Now let's say that you want to also push the verification step. Let's say that you're using lead verification and you want to push the verified lead event into Facebook. So in this case, you can also add multiple events. You could go here to the OTP step, go down, you'll see this Facebook event tracking, and then this is where you're going to use the custom event more than likely. And we'll just say verified lead, like that. Click save. Now there's two events that would fire into Facebook, that would push into Facebook once the lead capture form is submitted. Both lead and, in this case, verified lead. Another thing that you can do is, let's say that you want to track specific button clicks and feed that data into Facebook as well. For example, if we look at this step where we're trying to determine their average monthly electric bill, maybe everyone below $400 is unqualified, and maybe we do not want that data fed back into Facebook. But let's say these two options are qualified and we want to feed that data back into Facebook. Well, this is where you can add events to any button inside of the lead form. So you can go to 400 to 500, click on the little pencil. This will pull you down, and now you'll see Facebook event tracking right here. And then you can add in your Facebook event name, either a standard event, or you can add a custom event like qualified or something like that. And then you could add that same event or a different event here. Just to give you an example, you'll see that I added an event here called test. This was from when I was doing some testing. So you could also add it to all these different steps and so on. Now let's walk through how this works and then how to see the data inside of Facebook. So here's a lead form that I currently have set up. This is just a simple demo form I have embedded into lead pages. And one thing I recommend is using the Facebook or the Meta Pixel helper. I believe you can find this somewhere in the Chrome store. It's a Chrome extension. And this will help you see the events fire as you go throughout your lead form. So as you'll see, when I click on it right now, nothing shows up. But in this case, I have an event here. And if I click on 0 to 100, you're going to see it fire. And there's the test event. And then if we just go through, the next event would fire here once we click submit. Then at that point, when the lead form is submitted, all the information pushes into Facebook. Now to find the events to verify that they're pushing in, you would need to go back into Facebook, the same place where we found the pixel ID, then go down and you will see your events show up. So if you're using the standard event like lead, it will show up here. If you're pushing in a custom event, you'll see I have my test custom event here. Now, one thing to note is it could take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes or even longer for the data to show up inside of Facebook. So if you push your lead through and you do not see the data update, then don't panic. It just takes some time to show up. Also, when you're adding a custom event, you might need to come in here and verify to Facebook that you want to actually use that custom event and it's a legitimate event. There's this little link that will show up that says something like verify event, and then you have to go through a quick process with them. So just keep that in mind. I would always recommend starting out with just the default lead standard event and then go from there. So that's how you set up the Facebook event tracking. If you run into any problems or have any questions, feel free to reach out. We are always around to help you out. Thanks.